Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to the Chocolate Squad. I hope everyone is having a lovely day, but onto the video. Today, we will be talking about how to spot a texturist. And a quick disclaimer, on this channel, we don't lament the fact that colorism and texturism and featureism, all those kinds of things exist. We acknowledge they exist, but we don't make that something that we dwell on and make ourselves feel inferior about, but instead we are here to highlight the ways in which we can keep ourselves safe in light of these things existing. It's also important to note that not all texturists do these things that I'm about to list, and if you do find out that you are internally texturist, as in you have those views about yourself or about others that you don't realize, I will be making a follow-up video which is going to be to help us heal from any internalized texturism we have. So the first thing on my list that I hear way too often is the word, I don't even like to use it, but the word nappy. I don't know why people thought that's okay to describe our hair as that, and oftentimes when I hear it, it is used in a derogatory kind of sense, like, oh, my hair looks nappy today, or this person has nappy hair. What does that mean? I often hear it used as a blanket term for type 4, specifically 4C hair. But if you're going to talk about 4C hair, say 4C hair. Or say kinky or coily or what other words you want to use, but not nappy. I've never referred to my hair as nappy and never ever referred to other people's hair as that, especially. I would never wanna make somebody feel like their hair being how it naturally is something to be ashamed of. So I would never do that. And if somebody does this around you, make sure you check them, or if they're referring to your hair as that, make sure you say, no, that's not my hair. My hair is not nappy. My hair is coily. The nature of my hair strands intertwine, and that's why it's all tangled kind of, but that's just my hair. You need to let them know not to ever refer to your hair as that, because that is often used as something to degrade people with type 4 hair. I've been saying that I need to make a video about how and why the natural hair movement failed. I will be getting onto that. It's just something that takes a lot of research and I need to delve quite deep into it, and it might be a longer video, so I'm going to be working on that. But something that I really noticed, especially towards the end and the major downfall of the natural hair movement, is the fact that there was a lot of pressure for us to manipulate our hair in ways that could damage it. For example, excessively doing your edges. Some people can't leave the house without doing their edges, and that is often it's to mimic other hair types. Don't get me wrong, you can do your edges, you can do whatever you want. You don't have to listen to me, you don't have to listen to this video, but this is just the stuff that I've noticed. Constant pressure to do your edges and to quote unquote tame them. I see certain edge controls that say that they tame your hair as if it's something that's wild and unruly. That is quite negative, because that paints a picture that your hair is something that needs to be flattened. It's not able to be its natural state and coily how it wants to be, sticking up. That is fine. You don't have to do your edges every day, and some people can't leave the house without doing their edges. I know a few friends that I used to have who were very insecure about their hair and looked down upon their own hair type, which is an example of that internalized colorism and those views that could be quite detrimental. And to counteract that, they decided to do their edges, and they would do it every day. And over time, the edges would start thinning out due to the over manipulation of them, which can lead to more insecurities about your hair, which it's better to do, I guess, some soul searching and realize why you dislike your hair instead of jumping to change it immediately. Again, this is something that I will be mentioning in a subsequent video that I will be doing, which is how to overcome any internally colorist views that we may have. Again, not everybody has them. Some people feel very secure in their hair, as you should. Your hair is beautiful. So this next one may be something you may have to notice, and it could be quite discreet, but some people only compliment you when you have hair in a certain state, specifically one that does not look like your texture. For example, let's say you have a straight wig or you straightened your hair one day. You will hear certain compliments from some people which you don't normally hear when you have your hair in its natural state. And don't get me wrong, people can like what they like, but I had this one friend, I wouldn't say friend, this person that I knew. For a bit of context, I usually wear my natural hair to school in its natural state or in twists, mini twists, especially that's my go-to when it's exam season, so I don't have to be in my hair all the time. I can spend more time studying. So there was this one time I came in with my hair straightened, and this girl was gushing over my straightened hair, and my hair is a decent length. It's kind of mid-length, like bra strap length. It's not outrageously long, but it's a decent length, and it's quite thick as well in terms of the ends aren't see-through. But yeah, she was complimenting it so much multiple times a day, and I was thinking, oh, me and this girl, we don't talk all that much, and now the only time that she's talking to me is when she's talking about my straightened hair. I've never heard her say anything about my other hairstyles, which, don't get me wrong, obviously you're not entitled to somebody's compliment or to somebody's opinion at all times, but it could be very telling when you only receive compliments from somebody when your hair is in a certain way compared to in another way. For example, the person who I was just talking about, this was somebody with a hair type similar to mine. The only reason why I know that she has a hair type similar to mine is because she told me. I have never seen that girl's hair. She either wears braids or her go-to, which are wigs and sew-ins, which are not her hair texture. They're straight or a looser textured curl, which is something that I'm going to mention later because it's one of the signs as well. But following on from the one that I just said, there has been a rise in unsolicited opinions of everybody, and this can happen from people of all races. The ones that I was mentioning before typically occur from Black people, but this next one, this comes from anybody, everybody. Comment down below if you've ever had somebody tell you that you should straighten your hair. Your hair would look so nice straightened. I have received that so many times, and comments like that makes me not want to straighten my hair ever again. Because what is the fascination with straight hair? Why can't my hair just be how it is? And what made you tell me that? These are people who, it can be somebody I've known for a while, or somebody random new that I don't really know that well, but they'll tell me that my hair would look so nice straightened. It's like when you go up to somebody and, for example, they're overweight and they get an unsolicited dumb comment like, you would look so much better if you were thinner. It's the same principle. It's a subliminal way to say that your hair is not good enough as it is, straighten it. And I know you may think it's a reach. I thought it was a reach at first, but I was thinking about it a lot. And that's basically what it is. It's similar to that scenario that I just gave you. And by saying that, people are hinting to the fact that they think that you would look better with a different hair type, which in turn shows you that they place straight hair as at the top, as the best one, which if you are a smart person, you know that there is no best hair type. Doesn't matter what colonialism has done to you, the best hair type to you should be the one you have on your head. And before you mention that some of these people who could be saying those comments like your hair would be nicer straightened, those kind of things, before you say that they have straight hair, you just said that the best hair type to them should be the one that's on their head. Yeah, but it's the best hair type for them should be the one that's on their head as well, not for other people. They shouldn't be imposing their standards of their self onto other people. The next one is one that I hear a lot on social media, especially on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, those kinds of platforms. You'll often hear people referring to their hair as undone. And usually when they're referring to their quote unquote undone hair, the hair is up in a bun, detangled, that kind of thing, or in cornrows, and they will deem that as undone and not good enough. There are specific videos that I see in which they refer to their own hair in a bun or in a cornrow as undone, and especially on those 24-hour extreme glow up kind of videos, they will have themselves in their natural state with their natural hair. In the before and in the after, they will often be wearing a wig. And that just shows that they believe that their hair isn't something that could be an after, that they'll only deem it as something that's a before, something that needs to be shielded in a way, I guess, because that's what you're doing when you're putting on those wigs. People like to say that wigs are a protective style, wigs grow our hair. The protective style is the cornrows, babe. The wig is to cover up the protective style, the cornrows. And that's how it is. I don't like it when people say it's a protective style, because it's like, it's not the protective style. The wigs are not the protective style. The wigs are what you're using to cover up the real protective style, the real soldier, the real person who's fighting out there, which are the cornrows. So let's stop the nonsense, stop the lying. Wigs are a coping mechanism for people's internalized texturism. And that's actually my next point. There are some people who I know who you can never see them going out in their natural hair. They're either wearing type 3 wigs, type 2 wigs, type 1 wigs, never type 4. You will never ever see a kinky, coily wig in their collection, purely textures that are looser than theirs. And oftentimes this is a case of internalized texturism, as these people don't deem their hair as good enough to be shown to the public, that they decide to shield it, as I said before, shield the real protective style with the wigs, with the weaves, because, and when they do shield it, you'll notice that there is no 4C wig, no 4B, no 4A wig. It's always type 3, type 2, type 1. That's them subconsciously maybe putting other hair types that are not their own on a pedestal and creating some sort of hierarchy within them that places themselves on the bottom. As I said before, I will be making a video about how to overcome these feelings. All hope is not lost. So if any of these have applied to you so far, don't feel like you can't change, and don't feel like there's something wrong with you that makes you a bad person, because you can always change and get better. Last but not least on my list are the people who claim that straight hair is the beauty standard. Correction, straight hair is their beauty standard. Because for me, my beauty standard is people who look like me. For example, the Lupita Nyong'os, the Anok Yais of the world, the Adut Akechas of the world, those beautiful people who look similar to me. That is my personal beauty standard. So mine is the type 4 hair, the broad features, the darker skin. That's my beauty standards. And for you to say that straight hair is a beauty standard, maybe in Europe, but for you, your beauty standard should be people who look like you, beautiful people who look similar to you. This is another internalized one which places people at the bottom of their own hierarchy, which we need to eradicate and learn to place ourselves on the top, or don't dismantle the whole hierarchy as it is, because hair is hair, and people need to realize that your hair does not determine your character, your hair doesn't determine your status in society, and I'm specifically talking about your hair type. If anything, if you embrace your hair more and you improve the health of your hair, that could place you at a higher status than if you neglect your hair and hide it with wigs and weaves. Apologies if my voice has been hoarse today, especially on the lower parts of my voice, because it's quite late and by this time my voice very much shuts down. I shouldn't even be talking right now, but yeah, I just wanted to make this quick video. So yeah, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, make sure you leave them down below. If you think there's something that I could have elaborated more, gone in more depth with, make sure you comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, subscribe, and click the bell button if you want to be notified on future uploads. Thank you, bye.